Welcome back to Overthink, the Overwatch game show where I ask contestants hot takes and see where they stand, with the three circles representing the disagree stance, the neutral stance, and the agree stance. The lines in between representing the somewhat stances. If you didn't know, anybody could participate in this game show. I have open signups in my Discord server, so feel free to sign up there. Also, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I also host these live on Twitch, so go follow me there. And if you want to suggest any hot takes or themes for future episodes, please comment them down below as well. On today's episode, I invited 9 girls who play Overwatch onto the show to find out what we've all been wondering. Do all girls that play Overwatch think the same? Let's find out. The stereotype that girls mostly just play support is usually true. Go.
It's funny because I have my most hours in DPS, but like in competitive, I tend to only play support, and I usually like notice like all my friends who are like also females also tend to just only play support as well. So
I think people just like to focus on the fact that it's women playing support characters, but overall, even though there's more men playing the game, so I don't see much like talk when it's guys playing support, but when it's a girl playing support, it's suddenly such a big deal. I don't know why people like focusing on women when they play support or something like that.
I think that it isn't necessarily a bad thing that like a lot of women tend to play support, but I also think that women often feel like forced into that role because like if you're playing tank or DPS, like you have a lot more pressure on you, and you know double that when you're a girl, you know.
I was gonna agree with the person that just spoke. Actually, I feel like there's a lot of pressure that women get from other people to like play support, so I believe that like women start playing support more, but I think they tend to like, you know, spread out on any role.
I agree with May. Like there is like some sort of like a social pressure, especially since if you're a girl, to play support. Like there's a lot of like people that'll just be like, oh, you're a girl, aren't you supposed to be on support? Though for me, since I mostly play on console, there's a lot of mixed in like, you know, like DPS girls or girls who play a tank too. So I feel like there's some sort of like a pressure, though for me what I see around me is usually like a mixed bag.
I am scared to talk in voice chat. Go. Dude, this shit breaks my heart, man. That's so sad to see.
Yeah, I've stopped at least this season like going in voice chat purely because how like toxic it can be and like how damaging it can be to like your mental health, especially since if you're like a female in like competitive, at least in competitive sense, it's just like a constant, like at least for me, it's just like bullying on myself. Like I had this game where I was Mercy and I purposely didn't heal one of our other healers because they were kind of feeding and I didn't want to feed with them too, so I just kind of stayed back. And then after I got told to like kill myself, oh you don't deserve your rank, you don't deserve like where you are right now, kind of like all like the stereotypical things people say towards women, the sandwich stuff, all that, purely because I made a conscious choice to not feed.
I'm at a point where I only talk if I'm like playing with friends in comp. Like I feel like I have someone who can back me up if someone starts getting toxic, but other than that, I try not to say anything in chat, mostly just because if I do, most times someone's just gonna call me out for my voice and it'll have nothing to do with the game, and so people start not focusing on playing the game and they start focusing on me for the fact that I have a vagina for some reason. It's just like, I just want to win the game, man. Just stop talking, please. I've even had experiences where I'm like talking in the beginning of the match like nothing's happened, and then these guys like immediately were like, oh, we lost, GG's. It's like, bro, the game hasn't even started yet.
I don't like to speak because as soon as I open my mouth, all my credibility goes out the window. I've had like literal 4,500 scrims where I would like mention different comps and different heroes, and then these other guys on my team would be like, you don't know what you're talking about, that's not a good character pick, your comms are so and so, just like all this criticism for no reason when as soon as I speak it just happens. There's been several times where in comp I would make like a call out to switch to something better for a different comp, and I would immediately get attacked and being told like I don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, literally just all credibility goes out the window once I speak. And even though I have like a more masculine voice, it doesn't do anything. I feel for those who have like a more higher pitched tone and like the voices that men like to sexualize the most.
I'm not sure whether scared is the right word to depict my sort of interaction with voice chat. I just sort of feel it's not worth the risk per se. I feel a lot of the times if I talk in ranked, I'm just gonna get ignored. Yeah, I just get ignored. It's just not worth focusing on putting effort into like talking, because people are gonna speak over me, people are gonna like just straight up ignore me. I don't know how universal of an experience that is, like for men, but I feel like it happens to me more than it happens to like friends. And also, then there is, you know, the occasional, you know, 1 in 5 games where somebody's like, oh, we got a woman, a GG's, it's over, right?
I'm not scared of talking voice chat anymore. Like, I played video games since I was like, I don't know, since I could move my thumbs. And I used to always be terrified. Like, I played COD. Like, I used to be so scared to talk, and at the time, people couldn't tell if I was a girl or not, and I played on my dad's account, so it was like a masculine name. And even when I started making my own accounts, I used like fake names. Like I would try to make them seem like I was a guy playing, because I was so scared to talk. And I think after a certain point, I just got really tired of that. Like I improved in the game. Like I played for years and I was only like gold. I started playing on PC and now I've hit masters, and I feel like I deserve to be where I am in the ranked. And I've worked hard just like other players do. Like, so I deserve every right to speak in the voice chat as much as they do. And if they want to argue about it, I'm confrontational. Yeah, I'm just not afraid anymore.
Before we move on from this question, can you guys go to the neutral circle? I just want to see where you guys stand. I'm gonna give you guys a couple of like scenarios, or like ask if you've experienced this, and I want you to either go to agree or disagree. I have been told to go make my teammates a sandwich. Go. Okay, go back to the middle. I have been threatened in game, saying things like somebody's gonna R-word me or something along sexual harassment. Go. That's sad. There's been instances where my team hypes me up before I speak in voice chat, but then the tone changes once they hear I'm a girl. Go. Have you guys ever been told if you're not playing support to go back to playing support? Go. How many of you guys, if you were playing support, have been told something like, of course the woman's on support? Go. I think one thing that people don't realize is how like often this happens. Like when girls, we speak up about, you know, sexism and harassment and stuff in gaming, it's not like we've experienced it once. It's something that we experience all the time. And I don't think that a lot of people realize, unless they're like a part of that group that experiences it. I am harassed on a regular basis just because I am a girl playing video games. Go.
I've had a lot of like lobbies. I don't even have to talk purely because of my stats, because I like used to be a Mercy main, so I have more Mercy hours than Ana. People are automatic like, girl, you're a girl, you're a girl. And it gets annoying because I do want to play other heroes. Like I love playing DPS, and then once they see my stats, they're like, aren't you supposed to be on support? Kind of, it gets annoying. I've had one person find out like I was a girl, and I'm on console, so they messaged me a bunch. They started starting parties with me. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but they kind of like had like a lot like sexual comments towards me about how much they wanted, you know, I don't know, something about my body, you know, whatever. I'm not really comfortable saying it, but I've had just random people, either from quick play lobbies or comp games, find out I'm a girl and tell me that they want to like do horrible things to me purely because they found out I was a girl.
I definitely get less harassed than I have in the past when I used to play console. I got like stalked a lot and like people just sexualizing me. But now that I'm on PC, I don't know if it's just because I talk less, because I'm just afraid of speaking, but I don't get harassed as much. But recently, like, I was playing DPS, of course, like, I wasn't doing well, and so I was talking, and, you know, it was just like someone blaming me that I wasn't good on DPS because I was a girl. And I feel like it just gets me down a lot when that happens.
In my personal experience, I've had only 2 really negative experiences from me being a girl playing games. It was in like 2 other games, D&D and Warframe, so I can't really speak for Overwatch. It was like guys trying to talk to me because they realized I was a girl, and one didn't know my age, I think. And the other knew my age. Just for reference, at the time that this happened, like the Warframe one happened, I was 16, and I said, hey, I'm 16, and he's like, yeah. I'm like, what, 19, 20? And I'm like, yeah, no. So I logged off. Those were the only 2 experiences that I've had negatively as a girl.
I think I'm really lucky. I don't know if it's because like I'm a lower rank or like I barely speak in like voice chat, and like luckily people don't even like assume that I'm a girl just because of my username or because of the characters I play. I only play like quick play most of the time and like custom games, and people are mostly chill there. So, and like in comp, I don't even want to risk it most of the time.
The Overwatch League should have a girls only team. Go.
I don't know. I feel like if you have an all-girls team for the Overwatch League, like they would be able to synergize better, I guess. I feel like it's probably better to have an all-girls team because, you know, they understand each other, all their experiences and stuff.
Well, it's not really like an all-girls team, but calling all heroes gives opportunities to people who you wouldn't normally see in Overwatch leagues. And I think that that's like amazing, you know? But I think that a kind of problem of calling all heroes is that it isn't official, or it isn't in the big leagues, you know? And I think by like separating, you know, like having a girls team and then having an Overwatch league, it kind of puts into people's mind that it's like, here's the Overwatch league, the big guys, you know, the big kahunas, and then here's, you know, the girls. I feel like what we need to do is find a way to, you know, integrate more girls and queer people into official Overwatch teams. I think that having an all-girls team could perhaps skew the perception of girls in Overwatch more than help it.
I feel like making an all-girls Overwatch League team will do more damage than like support for women in gaming. I feel like men and other women will like debate whether that's giving some easy access just because someone's a woman. Personally, I don't want to hear that kind of backlash. Like I think just not doing it in the beginning would be best. Also, I agree with what Brig was kind of saying, like just make it more accessible to women. Blizzard has had its controversies and stuff, and a lot of women who play Blizzard games are a little intimidated getting into the bigger leagues. Yeah, it's I would say it's just intimidating because of like past occurrences that have happened with Blizzard, but I think it would be an even worse thing to do if it was just to like single people out, because that's what we're trying to avoid in the first place, right? You know?
I personally just don't think the talent is quite there yet. We definitely have some very talented female players, but I just don't think that creating an all-women's team would be the way forward. If it goes wrong, it sets back everything good that Calling All Heroes has done for the scene, like, by a couple of years, right? And if it goes well, there's still going to be haters, and the end goal should be to have everybody be able to play on any team that they're good enough to join. If we start, I don't know if segregating is the right word, but if we start, you know, dividing teams by gender in Overwatch League, I just can't see that being a very good outcome, where people are going to be happy.
So from my experience, it was very similar to what Junker Queen was saying. If like one thing goes bad, then it kind of just increases the harassment and the hate exponentially. If something goes good, like that's great, but there still will be hate. So I think it's just going to be a slow process of just integrating more women and queer folks into teams. I think like in Overwatch League right now, like there are some people, I think it's on like Excelsiors or something, if someone could like butt in if I'm wrong. Yeah. I think there's some queer people on that team right now.
They have two girls as support players, but one of them gets benched so that their DPS player could play flex support instead of them. Very cool.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah.
But like, as long as we're seeing some changes happening, which is I think good. But I hope to see more teams in the future. Like I play on my college team with like I'm the only girl that plays on the college team, and I had no problems with that. But I heard some harassment from other players that play on college teams.
I can attest to that. My old college used to harass me for being a girl, even though I was the best player on their team.
I was in esports or whatever in high school. I think just men in not all men, but a lot of men in the competitive gaming scene are a little not as open to women joining in. Because when I was in my esports club, like we literally made it to semifinals and stuff, and I remember we had to shake the hands of the enemy team, and I remember one of the members from the other team did not want to shake my hand. Like he refused to touch me. Like he did not even want to look at me. He didn't want to shake my hand. He I'm pretty sure he called me like a boosted mercy maid. Like he was like, of course you guys have the woman playing support. And what angered me more than him not wanting to touch my hand, because like I don't want to touch your hand either if that's how you are, but was that my teammates didn't stand up for me. I was like, oh, what's wrong with you for not wanting to like shake my hand? That's like basic sportsmanship. That's the bare minimum, you know? Like I don't know why it hurts so personally to not shake my hand.
So nobody came to your defense?
Nobody.
Not your
Nobody
coach, not
defended
your
me.
teammates, nobody.
Wait,
Can everybody
I did not wanna be
shake
the
Bree's
first.
hand one at a time?
Wait, I go down the line.
Yeah, go down, go, make a line.
This is how it was supposed to go.
Okay, put it there.
I am so glad that COVID is over.
I just got COVID.
To the 1, to the 1, to the 3. I play easy mode and I play to win. I love to die and I like to BRB. All systems checked out. Group up with me. 2 to the 1, to the 1, to the 3. I'm here to party. GG. A giant gorilla can keep up with me. You can't be serious. I'm the queen bee. Get out of the way. I'm the MVP.